welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic.
Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Legacy at the request of Patreon subscriber Jordan, and this is Blue Painter. Many times on the channel recently I've been playing against a deck and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is 8 cast, and then suddenly their Urza Saga poops out a Grindstone, and I realize something else is going on here. I feel like that's happened 3 times in the last 2 weeks. And Jordan in the Patreon is already working on this deck. The 8 cast game plan that was at the top of the format a year and a half ago, simply doesn't work anymore because of Workish Bowmaster. So the Thoughtcast gamers, the Blue Artifact gamers, have been trying to find ways to win without having to draw a bunch of cards. The core 8 cast kind of pivoted onto Patchwork Automaton, and it's more of a stompy deck, plays like vintage aggro shops. But this one, Blue Painter, is another way to do it. You don't care if your life total is 1 when you combo kill your opponent. You don't care if they have a 12/12 Orc army. All you care about is that they're dead and you're not. And having an actual combo GG button in the deck does that for you. You also get to be a combo deck with Urza Saga, which is very powerful. We've seen this in Black Saga Storm and decks like that, where Cephalid Breakfast does it too, where if you sideboard into this crazy plan overboard for the combo, you could just die to Construct Beats, and they never present a combo at all. And just like Cephalid Breakfast, this deck also gets to play Force of Will. So we've got game-ending AB combo, Urza Saga that can solo a game that also dovetails into your combo, Force of Will protection, excellent card draw engines in the One Ring and Thoughtcast, another card draw engine in Emery, and 3 copies of Metallic Rebuke. This card basically gets me every time. I know this card exists, but it's one of those things where it's like, well, can't play around this, hope they don't have it. And it's such a beating when you get a nice clean counterspell against literally anyone. Good counters, good combo, good backup plan, lots of card advantage. There's a lot to like about this deck. Let's see if I can make it work. This is Jordan's Blue Painter. Win your spot in the World Series of Poker main event in Las Vegas. Club GG is providing 100 exclusive packages between April 1st and June 30th for those who want to test their skills against the best. Each package includes the $10,000 main event entry fee plus $2,000 for travel. Use code BOSH for a free 7-day premium membership that includes entry to these satellite tournaments. Round 1 is up. I just realized I forgot to actually explain the combo for the people who are brand new to this or haven't seen it before. Painter Servant, you name a color, everything everywhere becomes that color. And Grindstone, target player mills 2. If those cards share a color, repeat the process. If you paint everything the same color, then Grindstone mills their entire deck. That's the combo. Sorry for missing that in the deck tech. Here we are on the draw in round 1. And I am Saga gaming here pretty hard with Force backup. Urza Saga Ancient Tomb can just win games on its own. This hand's very bad against Wasteland, but I do like it. We're on the draw, so we get extra looks. Bobble's another look, and just having Force Blue card is nice. Opponent's on 6. A Forest. Suspicious. Most Forest decks play Wasteland. Disappointed. Bobble you, see what's going on over there. Swords to Plowshares. This could still be lands. Green-white lands. It does tend to be the colors that these are. It could be green-white depths. I'm just going to dump out the material I can dump out. My deck does care about having artifacts around. If this is lands, they might have something like Sphere of Resistance. Metallic Rebuke. 1 short of actually casting this. Not that I'm worried about spells here. I'm worried about Wasteland. There it is. You got me. I am 1 mana away from casting the One Ring. This is a powerful effect. Oh, we're back in Saga Gaming. Okay. Let's just play that turret cycle over again. Hope they don't have 2 Wastelands. They play exactly as many Wastelands as I play Urza Sagas. Technically, they might play more because they probably have crop rotation. So, I mean, fair's fair, but I don't have to like it. Okay, they got me. Mishra's Bobble. Let's have a look over there. They're drawing Savannah, so they're not out of lands here. So far, nothing has really happened in this game. They've fended off 2 powerful starts, but they haven't actually done anything. And now, because I drew the City of Traders, I can Metallic Rebuke, and I don't mind losing Lotus Petal. if they do something I'm super worried about here. Sylvan Library. I do not want to play against this card. I'm going to stick the One Ring here, and that's going to be so much juicier than anything they try to do. And giving them Sylvan Library lets them catch up. Like, my deck does not really apply pressure after my 2 sagas get wasted. The One Ring, get in. I don't expect this deck to be able to answer this. They might be able to do something like Zenith for Collector Oof. Look at this, just spells everywhere. I'm going to invest in the Grindstone because Painter Grindstone is a 6-mana combo, but you could split it up into 1, 2, and 3. The Grindstone costs 1, the Painter costs 2, the activation costs 3. And spending the 1 mana to put Grindstone into play here, even though it exposes it to potential removal, it shaves a mana off the total cost, and 5 happens to be what I have to do the other 2 parts of the combo. Metallic Rebuke, let's go, One Ring. Feed me the goods. Okay, Transmute Artifact can put Painter into play here. I do have Force backup. So if I go 1, 2, play Otawara, 3, 4, is there a way to get double Counterspell up here? I don't think so. I can sack Shadow Spear and save a mana. Yeah, I think Shadow Spear is the one I want to lose. I know they have Swords to Plowshares, but I have Force of Will for it, so they need 2 answers here. Sack Shadow Spear, get Painter Servant. I would like to pay 1 to keep the Painter Servant. I'm going to name black. I don't think it matters, but here we go. Grindstone, force your Swords to Plowshares, hope we're done. Force pitching, Metallic Rebuke. They could have Beseiju, or they could just die. Sick, we did it. All right, yeah, we just waited through their disruption until we stuck an engine. This looks like Green-White Depths to me. That is a deck with powerful creatures like Elvish Reclaimer and Knight of the Reliquary. Pithing Needle on Wasteland, Knight, or Reclaimer, those are all hits. Okay, so funny story. While I was sideboarding, I got a call about some repairs that need to happen in my house, and I did sideboard, but then I forgot to hit submit, and the clock just ran out, so we're playing game 1 again, except my opponent has a sideboard. I've got a turn 2 One Ring, or I could Saga game, or I could send a turn 1 Painter. I also have the full combo here, because Painter can get Grindstone, or Saga can get Grindstone. There's a lot of options here. I wish I had Dismembers in my deck, because they probably have Collector Roofs and stuff at this point, but sometimes it is what it is. Oh, that's annoying. Turn 1 Emery, I think, is worth the cost of admission here of taking a turn off my Saga. There's a Painter in the graveyard. There's a Painter in my hand. I'm actually not going to play out the other Lotus Petal now. If they have Oof, it's not going to matter. If they plow Emery, that's fine. That's a plow they don't have for the Painter. They're not going to have Sphere if they're Green-White Depths. Yeah, there's Force of Vigor. Okay, fine. Not going to float mana because it doesn't matter. That was a pretty big turn for them. It was a 3 for 3. God, this Wasteland to follow it up. Disgusting. All right. Hard mode activated. I need some good draws here. Metallic Rebuke's not really it. I'm going to play Seat because at the end of the day, I'd rather have Saga in play. They held the Wasteland. They must know that Saga is scarier. Or they want to cast a 3-drop like Knight of the Reliquary. Ramanap Excavator, that's so much worse. I'm super dead here. Brazen Borrower, okay. That can set back the Ramanap at least. If they're not holding a land right now, then they have to use the Wasteland to recast Ramanap or take a turn off. Not that I'm really able to convert on that anyway, but that would give me a turn to draw a Soul Land to jam, or any land to jam One Ring if they have to replay Ram this turn. If they did decide to get their engine back in, they can play Windswept Heath from the graveyard. It is a land drop, but it's not Wasteland. Unless they have crop rotation, then it could be Wasteland. All right, come on, deck. Untap Mana Source, get the One Ring in. Yeah, let's go. All right, if they have Force of Vigor and another card, they could still beat this. But getting the One Ring in is a pretty big deal when I am otherwise completely failing to play the game. Drawn with the ring. Backup Saga. They can waste both of them this turn, but I still have to make my land drop to play. Yep. Dead. And going after the Saga makes sense, especially since they have infinite wastelands from here on out. Sometimes it's tempting to attack the mana source so I don't get a construct, but a tutor is also pretty good for me here. Attacking for 0. Got my shields up. Take 1, draw a card. Basic Island, the hard lock. We got him. Oh, that's the whole combo. If I play Grindstone, then I can Thoughtcast. If I hit any 0 here, I can hold up Metallic Rebuke. Emry versus Thoughtcast is interesting. I guess it's Emry. Emry represents mana with Lotus Petal. This is kind of Birds of Paradise, which is currently my worst squeeze. All right, One Ring, save me. They have another plow for Emry. That's 2 plows that have been spent on Emrys, with the Painter Servant still in my hand. Though there is 2 Painter Servants in my graveyard, which means that Emry represents Painter Servant, so they have to plow that. They're kind of in the squeeze on it. If I can set up a multi-turn line here that puts Painter into play and protects it, and then activates it on the following turn, we could still win. This is going to be the oof. This is why I needed Dismembers in my deck. I'm prepared to concede. Yep, we're out. Okay. Made a game out of that one, despite not having the cards in my deck I was supposed to. Dismember's coming in. Repeal's a maybe. It's another answer to oof. Pithing Needle can name Wasteland, which is a huge deal in the matchup. I don't really need Shadow Spear or Soul Guide Lantern. They use their graveyard a little bit. We saw the Raminap Excavator. This affects the size of Elvish Reclaimer and Knight of the Reliquary. That's just not what this is really about. The first Mox Opal is really powerful. The second one's really bad, especially if they're going to have Collector Roof in their deck. I think I want all my forces and rebukes in. So far, this is just +3 Dismember. Do I want the Needle? Do I want the Repeal? Seagate Restoration is a pretty awful land versus a Wasteland deck. It does pitch to Force, which is pretty much what it's here for. I'm going to make that a Needle, and I'm not going to bring in Repeal. Okay, this one should go better. I can turn 1 Painter, name Blue, which means I could start pitching lands to my forces if I want to do that. I'm going to go for the Painter. Paint it blue. Mox Diamond, first appearance of that card. Powerful stuff. Discarding a Wasteland, I hate that. Collector Roof, I hate that even more. Force of Will, Exile. I think Basic Island. Because Seat of the Synod lets me Thoughtcast this turn. Or I could hold up Rebuke and get a cheaper Thoughtcast next turn. I think I'd rather Rebuke. This is a little risky, just not doing stuff with my mana, but fending off their start is also important. Like, I did just kind of play really hard into Force of Vigor by passing. They tap the Wasteland. I'm going to Rebuke this, because this is Infinite Wastelands again. And now let's hope this tempo line that I took to start can get over the finish line. Now Thoughtcast costs a lot less, unless they Force of Vigor in my upkeep, which will probably end the game. Cool. All right. Seat of the Synod's in. 1 floating for a Thoughtcast. I could still cast Emry this turn. The One Ring, can't cast that this turn. I can cast it next turn. Emry, get in there. There's a Lotus Petal in my graveyard. That's the only artifact. And I'm just going to attack for 1. Their Wasteland is potent here, but they have to decide if they want to attack my artifacts or my raw mana in the form of Ancient Tomb. Either way, I could cast One Ring next turn. They have to waste me and kill Emry to stop One Ring from coming down. Or have a second oof in the deck, which is not that common. Okay, they are prioritizing Emry over Painter with their plow. Any mana source here gets the One Ring into play. Uh-oh, there's a pause in my upkeep. This feels like Force of Vigor, putting me in the Stone Age. Ouch! Alright, well, those are gone. Lotus Petal. Would have had a One Ring there. Okay, I don't need to dump out Lotus Petals and let them know that's what I got. They're down to 1 card over there. They just pitched Knight of the Reliquary to do that. I don't think Painter's going to successfully attack for 17 and win this game. Certainly not a good Selfish Reclaimer. I need an Ancient Tomb. I would also take an Urza Saga. Emry. Okay. Petal. Emry. Fire this in. I did hit a Grindstone on that and a Mox Opal. This Reclaimer can start spinning up Bajuka Bogs and Wastelands and all sorts of problems. Having that Thespian Stage means I'm not that far away from Merit Lage either. Oh no, there's mana in the pool. This looks like a Zenith or a Prismatic Ending. Zenith, yeah, it's an X-Spell. You could tell on Magic Online when an X-Spell's being cast. Do they have a second oof in their deck? Outland Liberator. That might be just as bad. A Painter's Servant. I have spells to cast. That's never going to be a problem as long as Emery's around. But I don't have forever to do this. I'm going to target Mox Opal. I can turn it on here with the Lotus Petal. And all I can really do is pass, though. And it'll actually be impossible to win without Outland Liberator in play. And they're very likely to pass the turn without casting a spell here and make it nighttime. I think I should have held back this Lotus Petal to make sure I could double spell. They are just passing, no land drop, no plays. Becomes nighttime. The One Ring, ugh. Okay, so Emery target Lotus Petal. And if they Bajuka Bog here, I think they just hardlock me. Because I'm not going to be able to cast 2 spells. Then Frenzy Trapbreaker is going to be able to just get attack triggers. Yep, Bajuka Bog. I'm in trouble, team. If I sack Lotus Petal to cast this Painter, that doesn't actually do anything. Yep, we're destroyed here. I could still draw Dismember. They did sack their Thespian stage to get that Bog, which means that they're farther away from depths now. If I draw Dismember and can kill the Trapbreaker, that is of interest to me. I could also rip Ancient Tomb and jam the One Ring. It's probably the best thing I could do here. They're targeting Painter. That was really smart because that turns off my Mox Opal and I can't replay it for 0. And now Ancient Tomb's not a live draw. Well, it lets me cast Painter from the graveyard, but not very good. Speak of the devil. Okay. There's Ancient Tomb. Guess I'll target Painter. Sometimes these decks play Echoing Deeps, which when it enters the battlefield, it copies a land that's in your graveyard. And that's just a cool trick to sack Bajuka Bog to get a second Bajuka Bog. But they pass priority on that, giving me this Painter. I'm going to name Blue. And I am going to cast the other Painter to knock it off of nighttime. I just can't deal with this thing killing something for free every combat. Got a Reclaimer activation in the end step, sacking the Bog. They could get Urza Saga and start building out their board. They could get Thespian Stage, start moving back towards Dark Depths. They could get Flagstones of Trocare, start building out their resources that way. The world is in front of them right now. Caracas. Well, that wrecks Emery. That's another way to do it. No attacks, no plays. They played Windswept Heath, but no spells because they want it to be nighttime. They should bounce Emery before it gets to my turn, though. Ooh. It's my turn. Now I can target Lotus Petal. Emery doesn't care where we are in the turn cycle. That might have been the misstep that gets me over. Lotus Petal. Urza Saga. 1, 2, 3, 4. The One Ring. How many Grindstones are gone? There's at least 1. Alright, yeah, I play exactly 2, and there's 1 in exile. Right, protection from everything, draw a card. Play Emery to make it back to daytime. Okay, the pieces are back together here. I don't have a whole lot of life to work with, but the pieces are back together. Fetch for Savannah in the end step. I imagine we'll see a Reclaimer activation. Sacking the Savannah. They might be getting Wasteland here to take out Saga. Yep. Thespian Stage. Now we are pretty close to Dark Depths. The Wasteland takes them farther from Dark Depths. Okay, Caracas on their own turn. They learned how that works. I go to 6. Draw a card. Seat of the Synod. Draw 2 cards. Force of Will, Mox Opal. Fresh Saga. We're in an awkward spot here because there's only 1 Grindstone left in my deck, and the Caracas has me locked from actually using Emery. And the Pithing Needle's also in the graveyard, so I can't name Caracas with that. I want to cast Emery, so... Oh, it's nighttime. I have to cast 2 spells. All right. I could cast another One Ring and then Mox Opal. Go to 4. I think that's reasonable to do. I'm going to keep the new one so I could draw more cards right now. Ooh, don't have to sack the Opal, and it's daytime now. Bobble U. Probably should have waited till after they activate Reclaimer because it's definitely happening. And I could pitch this other Mox Opal to Force of Will if I need to do that. All right, this is tight. Just does the deck deliver the other Grindstone or not? They can also spin up another Wasteland here. They can also Frenzy Trapbreaker, the Urza Saga. Lots of options. They could just put their eggs into Dark Depths, but I don't think Dark Depths makes a lot of sense at this point. Like, I'm dead turn after next, whether I have 2020 attacking me or not. Yeah, I probably would have gone for Wasteland or something there just to keep the squeeze going. Okay, the thing flips. I go to 3. Draw a card. It's not Grindstone. If I tap this 1 ring, I'll be at 1 in my next upkeep. Got to do what we got to do. Ancient Tomb is not a card I could cast anymore. Thoughtcast is a card I could play. I was really looking for Brazen Borrower there. I could still get it. Bobble you. Sajiri Steps on top of your deck. It won't be for long. Yeah, I can't Force of Will anymore because I'm functionally at 1. Play another Saga. And I guess I got to play out this Mox Opal. Oh, if they just make Merit Lage, then they actually will draw their Sajiri Step, and that's really bad for them in this spot. Okay, passing the turn and hoping that Brazen Borrower is the top card of my deck. It might be in exile already. It's not in exile. They are making the 2020, which also means they're drawing Sajiri Step, which means that they can't tutor for Sajiri Step unless they play 2 of them. Come on, Brazen B, save me. Painter Servant, no! Alright, this was a really good game. It sucks that real life error came up that resulted in missing sideboarding for game 2. We were just at a huge disadvantage, but I mean, sometimes that happens. GG, really good. On to the next round.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I'm on the play in round 2. This hand does not turn on the Mox Opal. And you can keep no-landers in a deck with this much artifact mana, but not this no-lander. Mulligan, Ottawara, Lotus Petal, Mishra's Bauble. This does represent Metallic Rebuke on turn 1. And I do have Grindstone and a path to Painter. Like, it's an ugly path with these resources, but it is a path. I'm keeping this. My options are bottom the Transmute as the most awkward card in my hand, bottom the Grindstone, and let that come up later, and that gives me Metallic Rebuke plus Force Blue card to make the game drag out, which gives me more time to find my combo. I could bottom Force, rely on Metallic Rebuke, keep my whole combo. I think I'm going to do that. Bottom the Force, keep the 1-for-1 counter, and the awkward, ugly path to my combo. I can't bobble now if I want to Rebuke for free, because I need to tap the bobble. I could play Grindstone if I'm willing to sack Lotus Petal to Rebuke, but I don't really want to do that. Ooh, we're a Chrome Mox strategy. Oh, it's Goblins. Okay. I'm glad I kept the fast and disruptive hand. I don't like this Chalice, but it doesn't currently stop what I'm doing. Now the big risk. Do I bobble or do I just leave up my interaction? I think I got a bobble. Spirit Guide. Come on, Mana Source. Cool. We hit the land. We hit 2 lands. Seagate Restoration. I would like to zap it in, and I would like to cast Grindstone this time. Working my way up to the combo, slow and steady. I have Telegraphed Interaction here. Broadside Bombidoms. I'm going to counter just literally whatever here. Working my way up to Painter. Another Rebuke. Interesting. Okay. If I play Seagate Resto, I don't have enough mana to get myself to a Painter this turn. I'd have to sack Grindstone to get Painter, and that's not how any of this works. Ooh, they pass with no play. Or we could just draw that boy. Painter. Paint it blue. You're in check. I don't have like a Lion's Eye Diamond that I could transmute into here, which would win the game on the spot. Cavern of Souls can't counter whatever this is. And they have 6 mana with the Spirit Guide. They pitched a Muxus earlier. Yeah, it looks like they're just going to have an uncounterable Muxus here. And hope that it's not enough. It does have to inflict 20 damage or kill Painter Servant right now. Broadside Bombardiers does do one of those two things. Savage. Yep, sacking the Battlecry Goblin kills the Painter. Okay, we're back in it. Back in the grind. Seat of the Synod. Can I put Painter into play here? 1-2, 1-2. I can put it into play, but it doesn't win. They're attacking for 5, 6, 7. Puts me to 8, which is lethal with Muxus. 1-2, 1-2, 3. I could just put a One Ring into play if I sack Grindstone to do it. Buy myself a turn. It's not very good, but it's what I got. Hold on, let's just fully assess this. Yeah, I'm 2 mana short of Grindstoning. Ah, that was so annoying. The uncounterable Muxus. Like, they had 6 mana last turn, or they didn't have Cavern last turn. They either drew Cavern, or they drew Muxus. Those are the only things that make sense. Like, without Cavern, they lose. If Muxus just doesn't hit Broadside Bombardiers, they lose. Ugh. Sucks to suck. But okay, let's solve the problem. I can get the One Ring and try to keep playing the game. That's all there really is to do here. I don't think drawing 3 random cards is going to... Oh, wait. This is if you cast it? If you cast it. Yeah, I'm just not even going to reveal what my deck has. Never mind, never mind. One Ring doesn't even work there. Okay. Skip that. All right, we got just barely gobbled. Pithing Needle can turn off Broadside Bombardiers. Boast is an activated ability. If I think that's important, which I mostly don't. I think going fast is what's important here. Beseiju, there is 1 Tropical Island in the deck, 1 Lorien Revealed that can get it. And then the Mox Opals and Lotus Petals can channel Beseiju, which kills Chalice of the Void. Brazen Borrower also removes Chalice of the Void. Chalice on 0 is a pretty big problem for my deck. They don't care about their graveyard. And Haywire Might is another answer, but if a Saga pops, I think I'm chilling. Shadow Spear, there are spots where this could be good, but I don't think I'm winning a damage race versus them. Regardless, I think I just have to actually play the game that I came to play. Force of Will doesn't work against Cavern of Souls, but sometimes I don't have Cavern of Souls. Yeah, maybe I should cut a couple Rebukes and try it like this. I could bring in Dismembers if I think that diluting my blue card plan to kill a creature is worth it. Another Rebuke can come out. I could also cut a Force of Will. Do I want to be Dismembering and have so few counter magics? And if my Rebuke was Dismember last game, I would have won it. But that doesn't mean it's correct all the time. I don't think Force of Will is the cut if this is what I'm trying to do. Maybe I'll just play 2 Dismembers, 3 Forces, and split them. Okay, I have the Painter. I have turn 2 One Ring. Painter naming blue means I could pitch a land. Ancient Tomb Painter. Paint it blue. And get my Mox in because they've shown me they know how to do Chalice on 0. Mountain, Chrome Mox. Red, Battlecry Goblin. That can resolve. Seat of the Synod. This also casts the One Ring without putting City of Traders in the mix. I'll do that. Draw a card. There's Grindstone. Okay. I just have to make it to next turn with Force backup. I currently have protection from everything. If they power out a Goblin Trashmaster through this Cavern of Souls, that's going to be real messy. Broadside Bombardiers. Can't counter it. This can kill Painter, even if it doesn't hit me. Broadside Bombardiers, what a unit. Yep, they've killed Painter. Once again, Cavern of Souls. Delivering a game. I have the One Ring going, though. I have a lot of Painters in my deck. Let's get it. One Ring. Fish's Bauble. Thoughtcast. Basic Land. Emery. This represents Painter next turn. Bauble you. See a Spirit Guide. And put Grindstone into play. Here we are. And the Bombardiers can also kill Emery, but they have to sack a mana source to do it. They have at least 6 mana here, and Cavern of Souls. Can't be countered. They made the Matron uncounterable, so whatever they tutor here will be counterable. Unless it's Muxus next turn. Okay, I don't think this Force of Will is getting better. I'm going to counter the thing I can counter while I can counter it, because they're just going to jam Muxus next turn. Sack Matron to kill Emery. I just have to raw rip a Painter here, or kill their board somehow. I go to 10. Come on, 3 cards. Let's hit. That's not a hit. Is it possible to survive on Muxus? I don't even think it is. Literally can't be done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can cast Seagate Restoration. Does it do anything? If I draw like Mox Opal and Dismember, that could save me some damage. The broadside hits for 2, flings Muxus for 8. Yeah, I'm literally dead even if Muxus whiffs here, so I have to send the Seagate Resto. Here we go, draw 5 cards. And I did hit Lotus Petal plus Dismember. Did we find the hole to walk through? I mean, the Dismember puts me to 4, and then the Ring puts me to 1, so they have to miss entirely on haste creatures. Yeah, Muxus can't make another haste creature, and I can't let them go into combat. Whiff, 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 whiff. Whiff, 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 whiff. Ooh. Oh, no, wait. No, the Rabblemaster makes a 1/1 haste. God damn, that is the 1 point. That is the difference between winning and losing. Sad. Oh my god. Come on, Magic Online. Get with it here. Trying to lose. Yep, just dead to my One Ring. 1 point. The Rabblemaster making that one little dingus is the difference. Can I win at instant speed? Probably not. I'm going to activate the One Ring in response to dying. Raise and Borrow can't bounce my stuff, and the Ring's already been counted here, so yep. That'll do. Disappointing. I mean, that game, both games came down to Cavern of Souls. That was it. Like, I presented a combo and I protected my combo both games, but Cavern of Souls for Broadside Bombardier just being a passive removal spell. A lot of times Bombardier just runs away with a game and is just dealing 20s in one shot. But remembering that it can just turn incidental stuff like Chrome Mox into Lightning Bolt for a creature, that's what mattered here. They killed Painter, they killed Emery, and then I didn't find another Painter in all these cards. GG. Cavern of Souls is busted. Welcome to TopDeck.gg, your community's home for everything competitive Magic has to offer. If you're hosting an event, playing for a huge prize, or advertising your events to thousands of players, we've got you covered. Using intuitive pairing software, playing Magic is a breeze. Players just have to sign up online, then scan the QR code in-store. Give competitors the gift of perfect information as their bracket updates in real time. The self-reporting software saves you time and leaves paper match slips in the past. Leave the heavy lifting to TopDeck.gg so your community can relax and focus on playing Magic. I'm on the draw in round 3. My hand is pretty bad. I'm going to mulligan it. Just doesn't do anything. This hand's Saga Games. I'll keep it. And don't really need 2 City of Traders in my life. Flooded Strand. Flooded Strand decks are the type where Saga Gaming can just dominate. Where's the Saga? Either Spellbomb. I'm not going to play out this Petal. I guess the Petal could activate Spellbomb if there's some sort of emergency, but I can't imagine what that would be. Brainstorm right now, after keeping their Surveil. Prismatic Vista. Okay, this looks like a proper Miracle deck. Honest Gaming. This actually sucks pretty hard, because if I play City of Traders, I can get the full Saga, but then I have to sacrifice that city for every subsequent thing. I think Saga Gaming is just powerful enough that I should be doing it. And I am going to play out Lotus Petal this time, because that makes my constructs immediately larger. Fetched in their upkeep, which means they didn't set up a Triumph of St. Catherine. Teferi Time Raveler. That sucks ass. Okay, here's this. Yeah, that's not that good of a bounce target, honestly. Given that I can immediately make a 3/3 and then just replay my land. Ancient Tomb, sick. That was the best possible replacement for the City of Traders. I'm going to draw with Spellbomb. Something could happen here, and I don't want to completely waste this mana if I don't have to. Looks like I have to, but off you go. The second Saga's in against blue-white, and now I have Ancient Tomb to back it up. Way more stable. Basic Mountain. Narset, she's pretty good. I'm going to dress down right in the main deck, you sicko. I like this deck, whatever they're doing. This is my kind of game. Okay, Ancient Tomb, Lotus Petal. The Lotus Petal means I don't have to main phase my construct. Attack Narset. Swords to Plowshares got me good. Okay. If they do something like shove Days Undoing, I can Brazen Borrow the Narset. She's activated. 4th Airlingus. That would be interesting if they shove it. Okay, Stoneforge Mystic. Wow, this deck rules. Jeskai Stoneblade. Ponder. You still have to make the construct, make them dress down, even if you know they have it. One Ring, very good. Okay, they're fetching in response now. Here comes the dress down. I get to tutor for any of these goodies. Could get Grindstone. Bauble doesn't matter. Soul Guide Lantern doesn't matter. I think I just want Grindstone. Put them on notice. Urza Saga again. The One Ring. Oh, they've got it all. Force pitching, Narset. Okay. Hard mode activated. Yeah, I would have fought over that if I could, so they know that it's safe to just shove this 4th Air Lingus. Lingus for 1, which is plenty. Oh, interesting. Well, I'll bounce that. They could have put in Cauldra. They could have attacked with Stoneforge Mystic. They're either not worried about this, or that was some huge spew. Weird. Okay. Well, we dodged whatever that was. They were playing with a Metallic Rebuke. That's what they were doing. That was actually smart. Much to my chagrin. And now I have to deal with Cauldra somehow. My Spellbomb's already in the graveyard. And the way that they did this... Okay, it is actually just Cauldra. Why wasn't that in play last turn? What's going on? Or maybe they were leaving up interaction in case I ripped Painter. That makes sense. Okay, I gotta take a bunch of damage to make my constructs, but I'm definitely making them. Another ring. Ooh. Is that better than a construct? I think it probably is. I could get Shadow Spear and try to race over time. I could get Mox Opal and just have more mana. Yeah, I think I want the Opal. One ring. I have protection. I'm going to attack Narset here. I need her to go away before this One Ring gets really good. It's just like kind of good right now. Petty Theft. These tempo decks. Okay, we go to your turn. Now I can activate the One Ring. Playing the Brazen Borrower. Might as well. I'm going to draw a card now, because it's a different turn. Ancient Tomb, not the tool I was looking for. I am untapping back into Saga here. I go to 11. Jeez, chill, Ancient Tomb. Okay, I'm going to play a Seagate Reborn tapped. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm at 1 on board. Activate the Saga. Try to block Stoneforge. They don't make this play if they don't have removal. Dress down. Gross. That's just lethal. And I don't have to activate my ring. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm at 1 if I don't activate ring. Okay. Can't tap my ring. Can't tap Ancient Tomb. Can't do anything. This is just a well-constructed for the matchup blue-eye control deck. Narset's a heater. Multiple dress downs in the main. I'm usually on the other side of this matchup, and the presence of Urza Saga ends up being either, oh my god, I can't beat this, or this is fine, I play multiple dress downs. Those are the modes. Speaking of the modes. Okay, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have exactly enough here to send one combo. Painter. Do we win? Seems impossible. Yep, for sure. All right, GG. Oh, had me at every turn there. Okay, Brazen Borrower is good versus equipment. They'll probably have Hydroblast or Meltdown for me to Hydroblast. They'll might have their own Pyroblasts. Force of Negation is good against stuff like Planeswalkers and 4th Air Lingus. It's not good against stuff like Stoneforge Mystic or interaction on my turn. They don't use their graveyard. I'm definitely not worried about that. Shadow Spear, if we get into an Urza Saga versus Stoneforge Mystic game, Shadow Spear is good, but if they have any kind of removal or anything, this is a big risk. +1 Borrower for the Lantern, definitely. I think I'm going to stop there. I just don't have good answers to Narset in this deck unless I'm way ahead on board. I am going to keep this. I'm going to play Seagate Reborn tapped and Mishra's Bauble. I'm not going to use the Bauble because having it for affinity next turn is really important. A Painter. What's up? Okay, I can't do everything here. I can barely do anything here. But I am going to do stuff. I'm going to paint things black. I'm 1 mana short of Thought Casting. Still not going to pop my Bauble. They did not immediately Swords to Plowshare this. Brainstorm. They're looking. Still haven't plowed. Another painter. Saga. Construct. Gives me Thoughtcast. Extremely interested in drawing a Force of Will here. Fetching in response. A mountain. Are we getting pyroblasted? Yep, okay. I don't need this bauble anymore. Let's have a look at what you're doing. Swords of Plowshares, I hate it. Okay. Attack. If they have land, dress down, and plow here, we're so dead. But this is the type of game where they have to respect Painter to the point where the constructs might kill them. Because the win is on board. So is the stop for the win. It's all face up here. There's plow right in the main phase. Stoneforge Mystic. That's not dress down. Notably not dress down. They get Cauldra. Okay. Mox Opal is currently off, which means I have to tap Saga if I want a construct, which I do, which then turns on Mox Opal, but doesn't matter right now. I did not bring in Pithing Needle. I do have Aether Spellbomb. I also have Painter in my hand, so I'm going to get Grindstone. Seed of the Synod, Mishra's Bauble, Thoughtcast, and attack for 6. This City of Traders is a big game. This Painter is actually lethal next turn, and I'm going to bauble them. Force of Will, good to know. Seagate Restoration. I'm looking for counter magic here. Meltdown, that sucks every ass. Alright, not even going to flow mana, it doesn't matter, I'm dead. Well-constructed control deck is tough. If they leave home without their main deck dress downs, this matchup's probably immensely positive. Get another Grindstone. City. Painter. Please force this. Could still win this. First pitching Narset. Other Painter. Paint everything black again. Let me see your top card. Please don't answer Painter with it. It's an island. We could win. They got one card left in their hand and it has to beat Painter Servant. Hell yeah. Okay. I'm over here bemoaning how bad my life is because my opponent built their deck well, and then we just win anyway. That is also part of just shoving a combo over and over again. Meltdown confirmed. Do I want Hydroblast specifically for Meltdown? We also saw Pyroblast, so I guess they do have a lot of hits now for Hydro. Warren Revealed probably can chill. And I'm not feeling it on Shadow Spear Gaming. I don't think that's how we're going to win. This is a nothing. Can't turn on Mox Opal till turn 2. Can't play Emery. I do have Painter and Grindstone and Force Blue card. Okay, how bad is this actually? How many lands are in this deck? We've got 17 lands plus 4 Lotus Petals. Mishra's Bauble is also a good draw because it turns on Mox Opal. This is so on the edge. Like, my fail case here is I play Grindstone on turn 1, then Grindstone and Mox Opal on turn 2, and Emery. It's a pretty bad fail case, though. Then I have to tutor Lotus Petal. I'm going to mulligan this. I hate it. That's so close to being good. Where is my Ancient Tomb? Okay, this one's much better. I'm going to keep this, and I like Hydra and Rebuke. I think I'm actually just going to bottom the Mox Opal and play out Honest Land Drops. Even though the Opal does accelerate the Rebuke, even if it's not on. Hey, always had it. Seagate Reborn tapped. And I'm just going to pass here. Next turn, I'll go Saga plus Opal. Hold up Rebuke. They have the Stoneforge right away. Yeah, they do. Of course they do. Got a Cauldra. Saga. Opal. And Petal. All in here. Now I can Rebuke and Hydroblast if I need to do both. And I can tutor Aether Spellbomb to clean up the Cauldra if they don't follow up big. Rebuke this. Tapping that Mox Opal like a boss. Force pitching Cryptic Coat. Okay. They end up with Narset here, which is only kind of good. It's good against the One Ring in my hand. On to Brainstorm. They should attack for 1 here. Yeah, get in there. Don't miss those points. And I draw Thoughtcast on the turn they cast Narset. Naturally. So that doesn't work. I can turn on Opal by making a construct if I need to Hydroblast. Narset activated. Show me the dress down. Force of Will. Okay. That doesn't stop Saga Gaming. It does force through the Meltdown that I have the answer for in my hand. And they just found their red source. Caldra's in. It'll be interesting if they attack, though. They might just want to protect Narset. Okay, cool. If I can kill Narset and then start firing Thoughtcasts or One Rings, the game gets actually kind of reasonable. All right, another Thoughtcast. I'm going in here. I'm going to get either Spellbomb. Something's happening right now. Plow. Okay, Swords of Plowshares. What's happening? Or they're just playing around. Pithing Needle. Yeah, I want Spellbomb. And I'm going to attack Narset and see if I get through this Swords of Plowshares. Do not get through the Swords of Plowshares. Okay. Gain a bunch of life. And I think I'm going to leave my mana up for now. I don't expect them to have a Stifle. Ponder. They did not shuffle the Ponder. Teferi is freaking obnoxious, man. Chill. Yep, having the perfect card at all times. Oh no, I forgot to activate. No, it didn't matter. All right, I still have 3 artifacts. I was like busy complaining about Teferi and thought I lost Metalcraft. Now we're good. All right, take the damage off at least. But we are kind of just hard locked by the squad here. This is a beautiful War of the Spark era blue-white control deck. The Narset plus Teferi, best friends crew. Well, I did resolve Emery. There's that. There's a Grindstone in the graveyard. Snapcaster Mage. Wow! I'm so obsessed with their deck, even though they are just obliterating me. And here we see the difference between Orcish Bowmaster and a card that actually stops you from playing the game. Like, Bowmaster hurts you for playing the game, but I literally could cast my Thoughtcast here or start tapping my ring into the Bowmaster, but Narset just does not allow it. Okay. Transmute Artifact has words on it. Are the words good? I don't think so. Yeah, there's nothing to even get here. I guess I could turn, like, Mox Opal into Mishra's Bauble and draw a card. That's so heinous. Yeah, I'm just gonna not cast it, my spell. Is giving up a mana source, even though it's currently off, in this game where I'm gonna have to outmuscle them with a creature combo. This seems like such a bad idea. I'll never be that upset about dying to Snapcaster Mage, though, I'll be honest. Okay, I lose 1 Lotus Petal here, and they gotta spend their Force of Will, but I'm gonna play my One Ring. There goes the Force. We knew about that one. Couldn't wait to fight over that anyway because of Teferi. Meticulous Archive. Just not even fetching red. Not interested in their most powerful sideboard cards. They realize they don't need them here. Next turn, Teferi could pick Kaldra back up. It could do it now, but next turn it could do it and stay in play. Oh my god. Oh, or we could just equip Kaldra now. Yep, also legal. Yeah, why pick it up when you could just whip it? Yeah, I found Emery on the turn where Teferi could just bounce her for freezies. All right. A complete dismantling from a Jeskai control deck. Brutal. The NYSE Open is a prestigious, long-running vintage tournament based out of New York City. It's returning again this summer, June 22nd, 2024 in Plainview, New York. This 15 proxy event has a $500 entry. That's a lot of money, but what are we playing for? First place gets a Black Lotus. Second through 8th place get Time Twister, Time Walk, and all 5 Moxen. At 115 players, a playset of Bizarre Baghdad is added to the prize pool. At 135, 4 Mishra's Workshops. At 155, 4 Foil Gaia's Cradle. This prize pool is better than Eternal Weekend. If you think it's worth playing for, sign up for the event on melee.gg or use the link in the video description, and I will definitely see you there. I'm on the play in round number 4 with another tragically not playable hand. One Ring. One Ring won me some games, or kept me in some games that I otherwise would not have been in, but it's also really tough in an opening hand. I will keep this one on the strength of the mighty Lorien Revealed. I have to put a card on the bottom, though. That's a tough beat. It's probably Mishra's Bauble, because I would just be playing that in order to maybe cycle into a different card that I could play. Let's see how I cast Thoughtcast on turn 2. If I Ancient Tomb, cast Spellbomb and Grindstone, then go to my turn, Ancient Tomb, cycle Lorien Revealed, get Island. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. It still doesn't cast it. If I just put either Spellbomb into play and cycle main phase, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'm actually going to bottom one of the ones. Do I float Grindstone into play and try to spike Painter, or put Spellbomb into play as the more like playable card. I'm going to put Grindstone into play and try to spike Painter. A combo deck, act like it. That was the hardest mulligan decision I've made in a long time. Cool stuff. Grindstone, Bauble, Cycle Lorien Revealed, get basic. I don't need Tropical Island in the main deck, and I'm not going to fire this Bauble. I would basically be hoping for another castable 0-mana artifact, but I already have one of those. It's the Bauble. Oh my god, if I get duressed here after all that. Okay, they passed. Force of Will. Boy, do I like that card. I'm going to cast Thoughtcast, hope it doesn't get dazed. Also hope I draw a different blue card to hold up Force with. Entomb in response. Yep, there's that. Oof. Oof size large. Bauble you now. Animate Dead. Convenient. Okay. That hurt. Draw with Bauble. It's not a blue card. It does have blue art, though. I should get some credit for that. Wasteland. Okay, Wasteland doesn't cast Reanimate. I know they have Animate Dead, Underground Sea in their hand. It's weird to me that they would prioritize wasting that rather than getting their Animate Dead going, but I guess if my hand just has Painter in it, that's something they have to be scared of. And I'm not going to blind Grindstone their Reanimator deck. Let's go to my turn. Come on, Painter. Oh! Ho, 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 ho! All right, Painter, get in there. Emergency Brainstorm in response. I can pay for days. I can force back on a force. We're in there. I'm going to name green because they're a deck with both blue and black cards they might like to pitch. And I am going to play Ottawara out. In case they draw Wasteland, I want to let any source that I draw activate the Grindstone. They were definitely right to Wasteland me, though. They would have died there. Yeah, let's go. Keeping that Grindstone ended up being the right decision. Sometimes you just got to send it. We're playing against Rescaminator. They're going to have Dothy Voidwalkers after board. Do I care about that? They have Wasteland in their deck. Do I care about that? I definitely want Surgicals. I definitely want Forces. Soul Guide Lantern's good. Shadow Spear is good if we have to grind. A Mox Opal is a tough card to draw two of. Probably just shave a Seagate Restoration in spots where I don't know what else to do. Yeah, I think I'm just going to bring in these two Surgicals and leave the rest of the deck intact. I don't want to cut Shadow Spear because if they are in the fair plan, that's a better tool. Okay, I'm going to try it just like this. Light changes. All right, Force, back up, and a turn 1 Emery. Okay, they can't take me off Force of Will here with this Grief because I got two of them and enough blue cards to support them. They could just take Emery, make me pitch Force to Force on the Reanimate. They pitched a Troll to do this. Emery is what I want here. Yep, that is the correct thing to take. Wasteland, just set it up. They know it's going to hit. Oh, I could just put Painter into play here. Is that how I want to do this? That leaves me with like no permanence and no real plan. I'm sending it. Let's go. And naming blue to turn on their force seems bad. But it also does turn on the double force in my hand. Okay, I am going to name blue. Even though it does help their deck a little bit, but it helps me currently, which is more important. Cycling another Troll. One in exile, one in the graveyard. Got Underground Sea. Do they have the Animate Dead? And if they do, am I countering it? I don't think I am. They're reanimating the Troll. I could fight over this, or I could not fight over this. I think life is better if they don't have a Troll of Khazad-dûm in play. I didn't bring in my Dismembers to fend that off. They didn't waste me, which lets this Emery slide in. I probably should have held back that Seat of the Synod as a blue card to pitch, but we're gaming now. Big draws. One ring in the graveyard, two more Emerys. Lotus Petal's the only castable artifact in there. Them not wasting me, though, makes me think that they have Animate Dead and not another land. Or Bowmaster and not another land. They have something they want to do for 2 mana here. And now they decided to Wasteland. They know my hand. Fatal Push, brutal. Alright. They're back on board. Soul Guide Lantern. That's better than having a blue card for Force of Will. This just clips their graveyard straight up. I'm going to remove the Troll because they prioritized attacking that one. Or reanimating that one. Attacking me with that one. More than Grief. And I was right, they didn't have another land. They do have another Troll, which becomes another land. Undercity Sewers was the get. They are looking for action here. But we know their hand is 3 spells because they missed a land drop last turn. Bin to reanimate. Okay, they have no plans to fight over Soul Guide Lantern. It's already paying dividends. Otawara. I could keep that as a blue card for force and just keep the beats coming, or I could develop. I think I'm gonna hold this back as a blue card for force. I guess I could pop Soul Guide Lantern and draw a card, and literally anything I draw is a blue card for force. That turns their reanimates back on, but they just binned one intentionally. Okay, I am not going to hold back for force. I'm going to need mana to win this game eventually. Dothy Voidwalker, okay. I can draw a card and force this, or I could just not do that. If I'm going to draw a card, I should do it now. I am going to do it now. All right. Draw a card. Do I want to force the Voidwalker? I think I'd rather bobble and move my game plan forward. Bobble. Show me your secrets. This goes into the void. Reef is the top card of their deck. An attack for 1. And I could hold Lotus Petal as a blue card for force, or I could just keep putting cards into play. And I do get a redraw here. Off bobble. They might have Bowmaster in hand. They kept their hand on the strength of something and only had 2 lands for a long time. Still doesn't kill Painter, but it is in. 1/3, huge ass on that Painter Servant. Metallic Rebuke, the perfect card, right after it happened. Okay, they have a clock now. I have some counterplay. Finding access to Grindstone is going to be big. Urza Saga, one of the best draws. Grindstone also really great, just straight up. Lotus Petal's not that good. I'll play out Petal to give myself some insulation versus Daze. I'm not going to force anything anyway. I have Rebuke, and Rebuke, pay the 1 if I have to, is a fine deal. And I now have 4 mana, which is enough to Grindstone plus activate. We're a top deck away. Grief, exiling Grief. I'm going to Metallic Rebuke this. If I Rebuke this, that leaves force in my hand. Rebuke ends up in the void regardless. Yeah, I'll just Rebuke this. Because I'm not doing anything else here, and they could just take Rebuke, and if they don't take Rebuke, it's because force is worse for them. And why give them the choice when I have nothing else going on? Engineered Explosives for 0. That's potent. Please do it pre-combat. I guess it doesn't matter because the army can't get it anyway. Alright, that kills my Lotus Petals and the Orc army. They were right to grief me. Grindstone off the top. Let's go. Urza Saga is good too. The Repainter. I'm going to continue painting things blue and attack for 1. I don't feel good about this game. We do have the puncher's chance of drawing Grindstone into a mana source. And now removing Painter is not enough to even change that. Brainstorm, 1 card left in their hand. Another Voidwalker. So this attack puts me to 8. The next one puts me to 2. This is the end of the road. Gotta runner this. Oh. That's a little slow to the party. Yeah, the next attack puts me to 2. Then the next attack puts me to -4. And gaining 2 life doesn't change that. I could hide the Shadow Spears in my deck. Or I could just play it out. And is there any reason to play it out? I don't think so. I'm dead. Alright, next game. They did pivot. They still had some Reanimator stuff, but they had the Voidwalkers in, which I did identify. Dismember. I think Force of Wills can come out in smaller numbers, because I have other hate for the graveyard stuff. That's the real busted part of their deck. And Force of Will, 2 for 1, unless it's protecting a Grindstone that's about to win the game, is not a good deal in a matchup like this. And I can get some Dismembers in. I'm going to go with that. I'm pretty into this start. I'm going to keep this. It's multiple Sagas. That's like the best card in my deck. Bobble. I'm not going to bobble them now because they're a deck full of discard. And I'm going to play Seagate Reborn tapped. That's a land they can grief, which is not an exchange I'm interested in making. Bobble in their upkeep, sees what they're about to draw for turn. Voidwalker. Luda Delta, Grief Pitching Animate dead. Alright, here we go. Took the 1 ring, left the Painter. Obviously, it's scam, so they might not be done taking things, but they did leave the Painter. Draw for Bobble. Lotus Petal, I like that. Grindstone, I like that too. What's up? Saga, Petal. Now I'm not getting dazed. Painter. I'm going to paint it green this time. I don't have a handful of forces. I boarded out some of them. Definitely can't name black. Turn on Griefs. If they get caught slipping here, they could just die. Like, if they think Grindstone's going to come out of Saga, I can just get them dead. If they grief me again, that's a big beat. If they just play Voidwalker and pass, that's great for me. Wasteland's kind of annoying, but it does slow down their game. Unless they also have a removal spell. All right, their game's right back on. Urza Saga, drew that sideboard Dismember. Good Wasteland. Rainstorm, they're digging for Wasteland here. That's the only card that really matters. If I can get even one construct into play before they find the Wasteland, this is going to be huge. Because then I'll be ahead on board, and it's their job to answer me, and my creature will be like pretty big. Cool. Underground Sea is fine. They're reanimating Grief. We're both going to take 4 off this exchange. And it is worth dismembering because I lose the dismember anyway, and this Grief's going to deal more than 4 if it stays in play. Saga ticks up. I'm going to give them the information that I drew Seed of the Synod because having a bigger construct actually matters. It does make me weaker to Null Rod, the card that they have not shown me yet. But the builds of Rescaminator I've played usually do have 1 or 2 in the board. But these beats have arrived. 4/4. Lotus Petal's sick. 5/5. Tutor something, it's a 6/6. Probably get Shadow Spear here. Or Shadow Spear versus Soul Guide Lantern's actually kind of tight. I think it's Shadow Spear, though. Tropical Island, Lotus Petal. I believe it's worth losing the Lotus Petal to get the lifelink beats. The creature ends up being the same size. Let's swing this life total game. I am fully hellbent. Just betting that my big old booties can win the game. Having Shadow Spear on the construct also means it doesn't die to Dress Down. It does die to Engineered Explosives, horribly. Yeah, that was a good follow-up. No regrets on sacking Lotus Petal now, that's for sure. Okay, they're at 8. I'm at 20. And there's work to be done. Oh yeah, best draw in the deck, easy game. I wonder if I'm supposed to slow grind them. It's just like not really a thing. If they have Murktide Regent, they're also a reanimate deck. No, I'm not going to slow grind them. I take it all back. I don't know why I would do that. If they like Undercity Sewers and keep the card, I would do it. Another one of these. The race is properly on. Grinding myself for value doesn't work because of the Voidwalkers. Ooh, now we've got a counter spell, and I can cast it while activating Saga. This is big. Okay, you're in for 6. There's an Urza Saga and 2 Petals in the Void. That's not important to them. I can counter a Dress Down here. 4/4. I can't counter a Snuff Out, but I haven't seen that in these lists before. Your life total tends to disappear pretty quick when you're a reanimate deck. They were in the tank for a minute, then we went to my turn. Activate. Okay, so Mox Opal equips the Shadow Spear but taps me out of interaction. I think I just want Soul Guide Lantern. Does that actually matter? Either Spellbomb could buy me some time. I'm not trying to do anything except win with constructs right now. Mox Opal lets me play around days with my counterspell. Yeah, I'm going to get Mox Opal. I'm not going to equip. This is just attack time. They're not winning this race as it currently stands. I could Thoughtcast. That turns on Bowmaster in a big annoying way. And it turns on Daze in a big annoying way. Yeah, I'm just going to pass with Lethal and protect it from various potential options here. It is their turn. They have 4 mana, 3 cards in their hand, 6 damage that I can't stop. And they did it. We're dead. We did it. They're dead. I forget. I'm so excited. Showing me 3 Force Wills in hand. Saga Gamer shutting it down. Okay, we're on the board. Final round. Coming.
The official BoshNRoll Island Ponder Keep shirt is available exclusively through Coalesce Apparel. This Magic player-owned business is a staple of our community. They keep this channel on the air, and it's my pleasure to partner with them for this product. Coalesce is the best Magic apparel on the market. They have awesome new designs coming out all the time. Use code BoshNRoll to get 10% off your order, only at coalesceapparel.shop.
In the final round versus Mayor of Pendrell Vale, who I do believe actually plays lands pretty often on Magic Online. I'm going to keep this hand that can answer a Merit Lage, and it has a line to the combo, even though Urza Saga is pretty unreliable versus the dedicated Wasteland deck. Forest Go. Okay. A modest start. Multiple sagas, that kind of rules. Now the first Wasteland is just annoying and not devastating. End step, Lorien revealed. Okay, not on normal lands today, if this is lands at all. They tutored a tropical island. There it is. Are we beaning? What's going on here? Yep, beans confirmed. I recently on the channel played against some deck that was built around playing Yavimaya, which turns on Submerge, and then you can submerge your opponent's stuff, even if they aren't playing green, and it's good with the Beanstalk. It was also an Urza Saga Depths deck, which could be in the range of the Mayor of Pendrelvale. Okay, there's the Brainstorm. I'm at this point where even if they wasteland me, I'm going to get a Construct out of the deal and get to apply pressure. And if they waste me, it means they're not playing Yavimaya. And if they don't play Yavimaya, they can't submerge. Just a tropical island. Elvish Reclaimer, okay. That one doesn't matter just yet. End step, it's Construct time. Something's happening in my upkeep here. Crop rotation. Okay. Resolves. Oh, they are the submerge thing. I hope they submerge the Construct and not the Painter. That rules. Okay. It's all an elaborate ruse. Okay. 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. This is exactly enough to do everything I need to do, and I can't protect it. Can I protect it? I can protect the Painter. Get Grindstone. Play. Do I want Seat of the Synod or do I want Urza Saga running back? If I play Seat, I can Rebuke better. I guess if I go all in here, it doesn't matter. Saga, Painter. Oh, we're in. Okay. I'm going to name green. Oh, wow. They just scooped. I was going to pass the turn, actually, because I know they play Submerge, and being able to pick off the Painter at instant speed for free, I would have waited till I could protect it next turn. In the sideboard against this deck, what am I going to do? Beseju interacts with Dark Depths and Up the Beanstalk and any other land tricks they have. Pinning Needle has a lot of text here. Haywire Might has some text, but not like a lot. Same with Dismember, same with Repeal. Brazen Borrower hits Merit Lage. I don't think they're using their graveyard much. I don't think we're going to be in a damage race. These two have come out a lot. That's just luck of the draw in matches. There could have been a full league where either one of these was the nuts. But really boarded one or both out every match except the last one. I like One Ring. I like Lorien Revealed. It's the old trusty old Seagate Resto, getting the axe here. Yeah, I just have my counterspells and my combo ready. I'm gonna focus on that. I've got a Painter. I've got some counterspells. I'll keep my hand. Having the Reclaim run 1 is tough. Everything's worse when they have this thing. Ancient Tomb, Lotus Petal, Painter Servant. Do I paint things green? That turns on Force of Vigor. Paint it black. Seems pretty safe. Pretty unobjectionable. That might turn on Veil of Summer. Wow, if they Veil of Summer my Grindstone activation because I named black, I'm going to be bummed. I shouldn't have named white or red. Probably white, because even Hydroblast, they're not going to board that 8 against Mono Blue Painter. But white's probably the totally safest one. Thespian Stage, we've got a potential straight-lined Merit Lage. That doesn't care about counterspells at all. Thoughtcast, pretty good. Currently costs 2. I'm going to send it. I don't think holding up the counterspell is going to matter that much here. And I actually can still counter. All right, cool. Drew the Mox Opal. Now the counter's back up. And it doesn't even cost me a Lotus Petal to do it. Which is good, because I have lots of these. Okay, my shields are up. I do need to survive Merit Lage, though. It's 2 turns away by normal count. If they spin Tropical Island into Dark Depths and then play Yavimaya, or vice versa, if they spin Trop into Yavimaya, then play Dark Depths, they actually have it right now. We are getting an activation, losing the Trop, and getting the Yavimaya. Hate this for me. Do they have the Dark Depths from hand? Naturally. If they have to crop rotation for it, I actually get a pretty big blowout. Countering a crop rotation is so messed up because sacking a land is part of the cost of the spell. Oh, nope. There it is. So I have to draw a Grindstone or Brazen Borrower now, or the One Ring. That's quite a few hits, actually. And we're just going for it. 2020. Main phase. In for 3. All right, deck. Give me one of my outs. There's a few. That's not one. All right, GG. Okay, a little too much counterspell and not enough play the game. Repeal probably should have been in the whole time. That's an insane answer to Merit Lage. I could cut an Opal. Usually fine cutting one of those, as we've seen throughout the league. I don't think I want to be dismembering Reclaimers. They don't have that many creatures in their deck. Yeah, just +1 answer to Merit Lage. Okay, no blue sources here. I am Saga Gaming with Force backup. I'm going to keep this. If I go too long without a blue source, this could backfire. But I do have Saga One Ring available here. Like Saga, activate it twice, tutor a mana source, get One Ring going. Saga's in, cast the Grindstone, just fully expose myself to Force of Vigor. Let's go. I have to force that anytime it happens, so might as well put it on the hook now. Starting the game with the Yavimaya. They need an island, though, before they can submerge. They can't turn 1 this. They can Force of Vigor. And I can Force of Will, pitching Emery. I'm more interested in Thoughtcast in this matchup, though if they force back here, oh no. Devastating. All right, that's really bad. Now I kind of wish I kept Emery. Tomb, Bauble. They are down to 3 cards, but so am I. Both of those were 2 for 1, so it was even the whole time, even though they just pitched 2 things. See a Lauren revealed on the top of their deck. Okay, don't waste me, bro. Cycling the Lorien. Getting a Trop. Submerge is online now. But that card's much worse when you're not triggering Beanstalk with it. Okay, please don't have another Force right now. If I can get this One Ring going, I'm going to feel like so good. And now I have a backup, though my life total will be pretty diluted if I have to tap these 2 Ancient Tombs again. We are in on the One Ring. And drew a Saga. Okay, we're gaming. There you have Yavimaya actually doing me a lot of favors here with the Ancient Tombs. Give me a lot of room to breathe if I don't have to take 2 every time I tap these. Dark Depths. So we're a crop rotation away from death here. Don't like that. Drawing 2 cards. If they crop rotation now, I'll at least know to play the other One Ring and give myself a protection bubble from the Merit Lage. Stifle. Aggressive. Okay. That does stop me from drawing 2 cards, but it also stops the ring from getting any greedier. It also means they can't crop rotation for the win here. Wasteland. All right. Another Saga down. Goodbye, Saga. I loved you. Elvish Reclaimer. That is a someday path to Merit Lage. It was 1 life. Lotus Petal can at least cast Emery or some other thing here. Oh, I can Besage you off of the Yavimaya. That's sick. Petal. I'm going to cast Emery. Make sure to announce Emery before I sack Lotus Petal, so it costs 1 less. Wait, Painter and Grindstone both in the graveyard. Besage who endures in my hand. Thespian Stage, there it is. The squad is here. Please don't have a second Stifle. Okay, let this part happen and then Besage this. I even have a Legend. 1 card left in hand. Don't Stifle. Don't Stifle. Don't Stifle. Imagine getting Besage out of a mono blue deck from your own Yavimaya. This is so funny. Why is this card even here? That's what they're asking themselves. Okay, that does make Reclaimer 3 power. They do get to tutor a land. And now they have to decide if Reclaimer is going to be a beater or if they're going to start flipping lands around. I mean, pivoting onto beats makes a lot of sense here. But also rotating away your Yavimaya, so Ancient Tomb kills me makes sense. They did not attack and have not rotated away Yavimaya. Both of which are positive for my life. I'm going to draw with the ring. Another ring. There's a lot of that. Hey, they probably have Bajuka Bog in their deck, but I'm going to target Painter first. Yeah, I'm going to target Painter. All right, they're keeping the Yavimaya in play. They're still interested in that as part of their own plan. I can still Thoughtcast this turn without taking any damage. Just tap all these for green, plus the island. 4 mana draw 2. Barely good and limited. And if I'm casting a 4 mana draw 2, should I just reset the ring? Oh, wow. They went for Dark Depths. They're just still trying to win the game here. That's cool. I'm going to cast Painter after all. I think I determined painting it white is correct. Though now I have so many cards in the hand that I think painting it blue is correct. Because I could still draw forces, but with 1 card, they can't force me anyway. Island, I can Thoughtcast now if I'm willing to take 2 life to do it. If I go to 9, they attack me for 3, I'm at 6. I take 3 from the 1 ring, I'm at 3. Basically have to win next turn. Kind of planning to do that anyway, though. Okay, Thoughtcast, let's go. I wonder if they've been holding Submerge this whole time. That would make a lot of sense, considering leaving the Maya around the whole time, not bothering to Bajuka Bog there. Still trying to push the win with 2020. Okay, another Dark Depths from hand. That's probably a bad draw. Something's happening. Do they have like a Destroy All Artifacts card? That would be really good here. Hardcast, Force of Negation. Okay, they backed off of that. They have some spell in their hand and decided not to cast it. Either that or they're just Magic Online showboating me. Okay, activate my ring. Target Grindstone. Should I float mana first? Float a green, just in case. Alright, target Grindstone. Do I cast Grindstone now? Do I make my land drop first? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 4 for the Grindstone to play and activate it, and then I need Metallic Rebuke up. 1, 2. Yeah, I have that. Okay. Play my land, cast Grindstone. They could have Endurance in their hand. That would stabilize. Okay. I am gonna pass to where? Their upkeep? Like, I have to win this turn, or else I die to my ring. Yeah, I want to make them tap out on their turn, if this is going to happen. If they activate Reclaimer, I can grind them in response, then they'll have no lands to tutor. And they won't be able to cast Endurance anyway. Oh, they said in the chat, feeling silly with no Bog over here. I guess, yeah, no Bog in the deck. Okay, the Submerge could be the last card, but then why were they floating mana last turn? They're just goofing around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Activate Grindstone in response to this. I don't think there's a card that could be in their hand that beats me here, because they can't pay for Boseiju, which is the thing I can't interact with. We got the GGs. And we did it. Rallied in the back half of the league after a tough start. Okay, so breaking down the league, we had the Goblins matchup that drew Cavern Souls every time they needed it. And we had the Jeskai control deck that was built beautifully to pick apart what we were doing. That deck was nice. It was so far behind, I forgot what round 1 was. In the Ancient Past for me. And then we beat Riscaminator and Simic Beanstalk lands. A brew that I have seen before, but it's not that popular. And we were lucky that their deck didn't have a Bajuka Bog in it. They also messaged me after the match a little bit and asked if they should have been attacking with Reclaimer. I thought that would have been better. And I was worried about them bashing with Reclaimer or rotating away the Yavimaya for basically the whole game, because I was at 2 at the end of that game with 3 or 4 Ancient Tombs around and the ring ticking down. Like, it wouldn't have taken much to find an extra point or 2 and make that final line not really possible, or at least not defendable. I think this deck is fun. I think it is a viable way to cast Thoughtcast if this is what you want to do. In Legacy, like, having Painter Servant as the big finish rather than Thought Monitor and Kappa Cannoneer makes a lot of sense right now. I'm trying to think of constructive feedback, and honestly, just all the cards made sense. The numbers felt good. Even the random Boseiju in my mono blue deck was fine and actually won me that last game. With Shadow Spear and Soul Guide Lantern both being boarded out against many matchups, I wonder if maybe one of them should just be in the sideboard. Probably the Shadow Spear. Shadow Spear is frequently in sideboards. Soul Guide Lantern, if you're going to play one, should probably be in the main, because the matchups where you want a Soul Guide Lantern, you really need this card. And the matchups where you want a Shadow Spear, probably something's gone wrong already, because Painter Servant is your main plan. Maybe Shadow Spear could be in the sideboard and we have Pithing Needle or Haywire Might in the main, or another Brazen Bar, or just some other piece of tech. I'm kind of nitpicking here because I'm trying to provide feedback to a deck that I honestly thought was constructed extremely well. Jordan, thank you for sharing this with us. Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon, and I'll see you next time.